236-4491. I'm Tom Marker, and right here in the studio with me today is Mr. Paul Westerberg.
Hello, Mr. Tom. How are you?
I'm real good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Here you are in town for an XRT show tonight at Metro, which is a great place for a show, but kind of small. I'm kind of surprised that you aren't at... this is like a sold-out in 10-minute show.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise right there. We've, me and the Mats played the Metro lots of times. This whole tour is smaller clubs, smaller venues. We're going to come back, I believe, in fall and kick it up to the next level and play some theaters, I think.
Right. That was something else I was kind of hoping. I was going to ask you that a little later on, and I was hoping that would be your answer. You'd come back to Chicago. You know, there's some people that are popular enough in Chicago that they come here when they're not even on tour necessarily. John Hyatt, Steve Earle, Bo Deans. You could do that if you'd like to. You can just come by any time. And,
I could, but I won't. No, I know what you're saying. I have a good following here, and actually Chicago is like the first real city to catch on to what the Replacements did years ago. So it's I've got a good following here.
I remember listening to the radio one time when you were a visitor on Johnny Marr's show.
Oh, did you hear that one?
Oh, yeah.
And we played Little Village.
Little Village, the full-length version of the song by Sonny Boy Williamson.
Yes, of course, man.
He has a little exchange there with the producer.
Shall we play it?
I don't know if we should play it, but...
let's do it again. It's been 5 years.
And another couple of players who are real favorites of ours, Nick Lowe and John Hyatt, got together with a couple other people and actually put out a band called Little Village.
I named it after that. See, we were first.
And I have a special gift for you from the record company executive Charlie Springer, who personally designed these buttons.
I see.
And it's a little Village button, a little LVMF button that I thought I'd get for you. It's a collector's item.
Little Village. What does the MF stand for?
I don't know. Something about Massey Ferguson tractors or something.
Mighty Fine, perhaps.
That's probably what it is. So there's another almost legendary meeting that you had with this radio station, and that is the end of the last band that you were in. The band ended its career right here on the airwaves.
You got our final note, flat that it was, but that was 4th of July 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Grant Park, I remember it. Wasn't our greatest gig. We were pretty tired by then, and it was also, I think, the third time through Chicago, which is stretching it. You figure you give it your best twice, and then here you come, the last gig of our life, and we don't care, and we want to be out of here. And actually, I think the roadies finished the set for us. So.
Yeah, in fact, Frank, the guy who comes on after me in the afternoons, and there's a moment there that we'll never stop regretting, and that was when you were about to end the show, and you were handing your guitars off to anyone who would take them.
Yeah.
And Frank and I were standing right there, and we had the opportunity to pick up your guitar and be a replacement. And
could you have played it?
No. Oh, no.
Then you would have been perfect.
That's right. We could have played it about as well as the roadies did.
Well,
we've got a song, though, from that day that we can play on the radio today, and maybe we'll do that now. This is I Will Dare, recorded in 91, 4th of July.
Can I go out and have a cigarette during this?
Sure, let's
Thank
do
you.
that. And this is 93 XRT Radio Chicago. We'll be right back with more from Paul Westerberg after this from The Replacements. Hey, recorded live in Grant Park. Oh, now come on. That was a real good song there.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. So what about this now? Now here you are, a solo artist, no longer really a band member. Maybe the end of the summer will find you on the Troubadours of Folk tour or something.
Perhaps, indeed. I tell you, at the end of the summer, we're going to end up we're going to play the Reading Festival, which is something I don't really enjoy doing, playing big festival kind of things, but we're going to give it a try anyway. The new band is good. The new band is very... no one will be disappointed if they want to hear like a garage-style rock and roll band, because they're very energetic, and it's no great departure from what I've been doing for a long time.
Now, maybe on the, I've heard some grumblings that of concern among Replacements fans when Dyslexic Heart came out, that maybe it wasn't rockin' enough, it wasn't garage band enough, that maybe you were just going adult contemporary on everybody.
Oh, well, then I'll just run right out and do what they want me to do.
All right. So the band, it really will sound like a band tonight, though.
It is. We've been playing for a month and a half, and it's starting to gel well. And, we mix it up. We play old songs and some of the new record and a couple covers, like always, pretty much. Yeah.
So Minneapolis, for a long time, has been considered a real hotbed of new modern rock. Soul Asylum,
but not
Pop
anymore.
Old.
Haven't you seen the new billboard?
Well, that's just what I was going to ask.
There you go.
All of a sudden, as of this week, Chicago is the capital of cutting-edge music, according to Billboard magazine. Do you have any advice for Chicagoans on how to deal with all of this fame and excitement?
I would say close the gateways to Missouri and don't let them come up. I mean, that's what happened in Minneapolis. As soon as there's this hip vibe or whatever, then you get everyone, a lot of no-talent bands from the sticks, from everywhere, who come thinking they're going to make it there, like it's closer than Hollywood. But I don't know. I think there's good music in every town, honestly.
Every band's a local band somewhere.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So now, I was through Minneapolis last summer, and when I went through, I was excited to drive through it and listen to Minneapolis radio, because I'd heard a lot about Cities 97 being kind of a progressive adult thing, and KJ something or another being kind of a really cool modern rock station.
And that is folded now, unfortunately.
Yeah, we went through going westbound, and what was it, KJ 10?
KJJO. Yeah.
They sounded great on the way west. On the way east, they were playing Garth Brooks or something.
Yeah. They were a great station when Laurie Kelly worked there, but it's country western now, I guess. So.
Yeah. And the other station even changed quite a bit too. The Cities 97 seemed to lose something right about that time. So, what happened? Is there any new radio stations we should be listening to when we're going up to Minneapolis now?
Well, it's between, 97 and, I think the Dinosaur Rock Station tries to play a few new bands, and I listen to oldies and jazz myself, so, I would listen to 88.5, but, you might not
a public
like that.
station or a college station.
It's a jazz station, yeah. It's out of a high school. I dig it.
So what'd you listen to when you were growing up? Of course, Alex Chilton is somebody that you even wrote a song about, and I saw some other article recently, I think it was in Spin Magazine, where you mentioned Leslie Gore.
Absolutely. I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm still growing up, but I listen to a lot of, all of the garbagey, trashy AM radio is what I really loved. And I had older brothers and sisters who were had actually pretty good taste from like blues and R&B, and my other sister leaned toward more folk music. So between those three elements, and then my own love of, the Archies and then later on punk rock, which is kind of the same thing. It's just, it's a good time.
So what would you say when you're learning guitar? What was the first lick that you copied when you first sat down and tried to play something that someone else had played?
I used to listen to the Allman Brothers records and try to learn how to play like Duane Allman. And you can still hear a tiny bit of that. A guy sat me down once and showed me how to play an open tune guitar, which he probably learned from Keith Richards or something. But I still use that to this day.
So when one of the key attractions to your songs is the lines. Just every song has so many great lines in it, and yet you never print a lyric sheet with the record. Is that intentional?
Yes, it is. I mean, for one, it gives us something to talk about, and for another reason, I never feel like the lyrics stand up on their own as like literature or poetry. I think without the melody and without the rhythm behind it, they look a little stupid sometimes.
Well, some of the songs, the lines just hit you right in the face right off the bat. Like some of the songs, it'll be just a great opening line that'll catch you right away. Including on the new album, One of the songs that really struck me right away. Of course, it struck me right away. It's the first song on the album, "Knocking on Mine."
Yeah.
And the line in there that's so cool is they try to teach you. They teach you to fix what needs to be broke. I say, he who laughs first didn't get the joke.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, isn't it?
It was for me.
You enunciate about as good as I've been doing for the past month.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you can tell us about this song? Let's play the thing and maybe.
Yeah, I want to make a video for this. Honestly, I think we're gonna do one for Runaway Wind, but I really want to do one with the new band. It's kind of, the song is a pointed. It's my disgust at the media and just the overloading of people who read the paper every day and feel like they need to find out what tragedy happened last night, and they need to watch the news before they go to bed so they can be up on who was killed. And it disgusts me, and I just want no part of it in my life. And that's kind of where the song is coming from.
Knocking on Mine, Paul Westerberg from 14 Songs on XRT. Knocking on Mine. It's Paul Westerberg from his new album, 14 Songs. So how did you ever come up with such a clever title for an album as 14 Songs?
Do I detect a hint of sarcasm in your voice there?
You have so many great lines, and then 14 songs. Here you go. Here's 14 songs.
Kind of the point. I didn't want to, give the whole big thing a title and a goofy double entendre like the Mats always did. I wanted to put the attention on the songs and not on myself or not where I've been and who I am. So it's, this one it's my little babies, so they speak for themselves.
Well, now, I wonder about how you come up with the ideas for songs or how you write songs, because sometimes it almost seems like maybe it's just that I'm such a fan of these great lines that come up in the songs. But it seems like when you come up with a line like, when you open that bottle of wine, you open a can of worms every time.
What was that from?
That's from, what do you mean, what's that?
I don't know. I remember the line.
That's from Attitude.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
From the All Shook Down album, which also has a song on it. The next song, Happy Town, the plan was to sweep the world off its feet, so you sweep the garage for the neighbors to see.
Yeah. That's sad, but true.
But it almost seems like the lines are so good that maybe you came up with the line and then developed the whole song after.
Very
after the line.
astute. Sometimes I'll do that, but usually the title will. I'll come up with the title first and then write the song. But I don't. I won't sit there and write a complete song. I'll write maybe half of it and then go through my notebook of clever sayings and try to tailor one to fit. And sometimes they don't fit at all. But yeah.
Yeah, it would seem like, when I have conversations with my friends, we occasionally say things that amuse each other. But if I was to sit down and try to write something clever, it seems a lot more difficult. It seems better to just collect thoughts as you go, maybe.
The secret is to write down what your friends say.
There you go. Dyslexic Heart, do I date you? Do I hate you? I've got a dyslexic heart. That's from the movie Singles. Was that written specifically for that movie? Did they come to you and say, we need a song like this?
No, they didn't, actually. We led the public to believe that was the case, but now that the movie has flopped, I can tell them, no, that I wrote it before. I tailored it. I changed a few lyrics to fit the movie, but no, I wrote that one on the road with the Mats a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one other song we'll play before you go, and I should remind. Well, I don't even need to tell people about your show tonight.
Yeah, because
it's all sold out. But you're doing an XRT show at Metro, and you're coming back again at the end of the tour to play another date in Chicago. Probably or definitely?
Definitely one, maybe two.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
I would guess in October. We're going to go back out. We're going to go to England and Europe, and then we'll be off and start in October to December, so sometime in there.
Great. Okay, well, look forward to seeing you then. What can you tell us about Mannequin Shop from the new album?
It's Tommy's favorite song.
Yeah?
Tommy Stinson. He came over and listened to the record, and he laughed out loud. And
well, here it's got one of those classic things in it where a line comes up and a naughty word is supposed to rhyme with the last line.
Right.
The line before. A classic thing like where, bands used to...
Sure.
They'd come around to saying hell, and then they'd say hello instead.
Exactly. It's a cute song. I mean, it's a little obnoxiously cute, but I like it. You know, it was written from a cover of People magazine was the inspiration behind it. So the depth of this one isn't too deep.
Okay. Well, let's play it. Paul Westerberg, and we'll look forward to seeing you tonight and in the fall. 93 XRT Radio Chicago. Here's Mannequin Shop from 14 Songs.
Clark here. What's happening, Frank? We are backstage at the Petrillo Music Show, which I should point out is one of the few shows that was not detonated last night at the big fireworks display. We are still intact. We're backstage, surrounded by, well, stagehands and sophisticated electronic equipment.
And they beautiful. We can't emphasize enough how beautiful a day it is outside.
It is. There's a lovely breeze off the lake. There's a nice bright sun. So it's really the perfect combination of cooling and warming, and we got a big crowd on hand.
Paul, what's happening?
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Good. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here. I know you did a show the other night at Metro, and we're anxiously waiting to have you hit the stage here. You've been gone for, what, 3 years without a record?
Yeah, I've been working on one for a year, and went home and hung out and did the thing, you know.
Was it just more difficult to write songs, or you just wanted to take your time and relax and take it easy?
I took about a year of just resting, but no, I wrote a whole ton of tunes. So
yeah,
I wasn't ready to make a record. I wanted to take a break from it, first time in my life. So
yeah, that's good. Good for you. It turned out great. The record sounds fine, and it's just wonderful to have you back here.
Thank you.
Thanks. Is the title a reference to the question that people kept asking you, when was the second solo album coming out?
Eventually, one of these days, yeah, exactly.
I thought it might be. My favorite song on the album is Love Untold. It's got a melancholy feel to it that I really like. Saddest love of all is the love that, the love untold.
Yeah, well, I can't get away from that, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of been your MO a little bit.
I'm the sad, lonesome guy.
I like the clean underwear line, too. In case something might happen.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're playing the middle position in the show today because you need to get away to New York City to do some TV. Is that correct?
That's right. We're going to be on, they tell me, some show called Homicide, I guess. But I don't know much about it. I just go where I'm told, you know. And,
you have no idea what you're going to be doing?
Well, we're gonna play music.
Okay.
We're not going to act, you know.
So you're not looking at that acting/music career in the
Not
future?
quite yet. No. We're going to be on Letterman, though, in a few weeks, I think. So I don't know if we're going to hang out there or what, but made time to do this, so that's cool.
Maybe you could do that 999 song, I Believe in Homicide. You know that one?
Nope.
Now, you've been on the road for, what, about 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
And how long is this going to go? Is this going to go through the summer?
I think
take
so.
a break and then go back out in the winter or something?
Well, we'll tour the States through the summer, and then in the fall we may go to Australia for the first time, and I bet we'll swing back through. Maybe with someone else, maybe on our own.
How's the records, how are they received in Australia? Big fan base?
I think so, because I've never played there.
Yeah.
You know? All it takes is me to go down there once to play, and then it's down the toilet.
Now, what about this new band that you've assembled, the Paid Companions? You got Tommy Keene, who's wonderful, and from what I heard from the show the other night, the drummer. Tell us about the drummer.
Michael, tell us about yourself.
He's here. There he is. Great. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a musician.
You played with Prince?
Yeah.
Any other resume material you can throw out here?
Paul.
Paul and Prince. There you go. The Minneapolis team.
I live in Minneapolis, man. I didn't want to go to L.A. to look for a job.
The line comes to mind, Michael, that you could play with anybody you want to.
Is that what it is? I can play with anybody I want to?
The way you play, you could play with anybody you want to.
How about that? Who's this guy? And why isn't he doing your job?
He's the big boss.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
Great musician.
we're looking forward to hearing you guys, and you're going to be playing shortly.
Very short.
10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Less than that.
All right.
Okay, well, you guys get ready and prepare, and we'll be ready to bring you on the air live.
Great.
All right, Paul
Thanks, Paul.
Westerberg, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. Grab those headphones, those
All right.
feedback things.
We're going to get things rolling here in just a little bit, but right now let's send it back to 93 XRT Radio Chicago.